welcome back to my channel. Today is a completely different type of video for me. It's not a review or anything. It's basically a story about where my watches have come from. I've been collecting watches for some 11 years now, and I've had a lot of different watches, and these are some which I've sold or traded, flipped, however you put it, but these are the non-Rolex models which I hanker for still. So this is a story about 4 watches that I really would like to buy again at some point, and 2 furthermore watches which I sold and basically got back after some time. So without further ado, here we go. First up would have to be my Seiko Marine Master. Reference number was SBDX001. I got this watch some 10 years ago. I loved it. It was my first real hardcore diver watch as such. It had a lovely silky smooth bezel. The lume was amazing, as to be fair most Seikos are. And I loved the watch. It had a really nice bracelet which had the ratcheting system on the back, which at the time not many other companies were doing. And monocoque case design. I really loved the watch. Its downfall basically came when I got myself a Rolex Deep Sea, and I couldn't really justify 2 black bezel divers at the time, so my collection wasn't that big, and so I sold it, and I was gutted because I got the watch brand new. Back then it was only a Japanese domestic market watch, and I got it brand new from Japan for about £1,100, and I think now they're about 2,700. And at some point, I know for a fact I'm going to get another one. I keep looking into them now, and I've got a very strong feeling that within a year or so I can see another one of these being in my collection. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think now used they start at around about £1,600. But it will happen. So next up would have to be my IWC Engineer Chrono. This, I believe, reference number is IW37250. I really liked this watch. For the life of me, I've got no idea why the hell I sold it. I love the kind of 70s funky retro design. I love the way that the pushers for the chrono looked like crown guards. The way the bracelet integrated into the body of the watch. Plus, it had the IWC bracelets you can actually take apart just with a toothpick. They've got a really interesting system. It was powered by the IWC modified 7750 movement, and it was noisy like they all are, and I loved it. In fact, I think I remember I sold it, I think, to partly fund a big watch purchase at the time, an AP or something like that, and I still, again, look at these on the internet and think, I would love to get one. I don't know if I ever will, but I would love to get another one of these. I just think they're stunning. Really nice watches. Not everyone's cup of tea, but there you go. That's one I did like. Next would be Omega. I had 2 Planet Oceans at the time. The Chrono, which I didn't like at all. I got rid of that very quickly. And the standard orange burst one, which I think was something like a reference 22095000. Had the coaxial movement, very accurate, very nice watch. 42mm, spot on size. I've got just 7-inch wrists, and that just felt so right. Where the 45 was just didn't feel right at all. I love the polarizing effect of that orange dial. I just think it looked, the orange bezel. It was fantastic. And again, stupidly, I've got no idea, but for some reason I did sell it. God knows why, but every so often I see them come up for sale and I think, can I justify it? Would be nice if I could, but I haven't got the funds I had then, so I don't know. But I do like them. I think they're just stunning watches. The orange just really does it for me, and I would like to think at some point I might get another. Who knows? Next would be my Breitling Blackbird, reference A44359. This was your quintessential Breitling. Big, in your face, it was a real chunky looking solid watch. I love the big date complication. The other thing I liked about this watch, more so than most of the other Breitlings, it was brushed and it was less blingy. It was still one hell of a watch, had a massive amount of wrist presence, but it was just a bit more toned down. Had to watch quite some time, really enjoyed it. And eventually, a friend of mine who I work with, a dear friend, wanted to buy the watch, and so I couldn't help myself. So I sold him the watch, and I believe now he's given it to his son to look after. So I know it's in good hands. Super watch, and again, one I do miss. Next, this is where it gets a bit strange. Again, around about 9 or 10 years ago, roughly, I had both a Zin U2 and a Zin UX Hydro. Now, I sold the U2 to partly fund a Panerai, a ceramic Panerai, which I really didn't like, and I wish I'd kept the U2. But later, my wife did actually buy me a brand new U2, so I have one from new now. That was a used one. And the other, the UX, I sold to a guy from Finland when I was working in Germany. Later on, 7 years later, I actually was working again with him in the Czech Republic. And I said to him, I said, do you still have that old Zin I sold you many years ago? And he says, yeah, I think the battery's stopped. He said, oh, do you want it? And basically, I traded a little Oris F1 day date watch for it, got it back, sent it to Zin because it needed its service, and got a new bracelet for it, and asked them to change the dial to the GSG9 version. So I was lucky. They actually changed the dial for me, did the full service, and again I have another GSG9 UX, which just looks great. So anyway, that's just a couple of the non-Rolex model watches I've sold and missed. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. So all the best, and I'll see you at another video. Okay, take care. Bye.